everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel for another process video. Today's video is for the October Challenge Yourself Challenge, and I love this one because it's basically a color challenge. So you have to use black, white, and one other color. Interpret it however you want. Maybe you use a black and white photo with a white background and only one other color of embellishments and pattern papers. Or maybe you use all three colors in your pattern papers or something, however you want to do it. The way that I chose to do it, dating back to my time on the White with One design team, I chose a white cardstock background. That's usually the easiest way to get the white in. And then I've set aside a whole bunch of like pinky rose kind of colored things. They're not all exactly the same color, but they're in the same family, the same kind of the same color, but like different tones of that color. So you can play around with this a little bit. It doesn't have to be, everything doesn't have to be the same, color yellow. It can just be yellows, right? Adding in with your white and your black. And then I also have some black cardstock patterns that I have cut into a 3x4 size to go in my scrap paper scrap bin. And so those are really coming in handy for this layout. And I'll show you what I'm doing with those in just a second. So the photo that I have is one of me wearing a face mask. Not a COVID face mask, a spa face mask. And I took a selfie of myself and shared it on Instagram, and a fellow crafter, Paper Glue Fun, who you might be able to find here on YouTube as well as on Instagram, she said, you should print that out and scrapbook about it. So I thought, how perfect would that be to do this? Because I'm wearing like a red shirt in the photo, so it kind of goes with like the pinky stuff. And then the text, I have it as with a black background, and then the face mask itself is like a dark gray color, so it kind of fits in with the color scheme here. So you're like, what are you doing? Okay, so for the layout, I did set a little bit of mixed media on the cardstock using some Kaiser Craft misting spray in a really pretty color. This is stuff from my May paper issues kit. Now I'm going through and I'm going to take out all the sequins that are sort of that pinky red color, and I'm making a shaker pocket. So I was talking over it, sorry, but before this I had some extra pocket pages, and I have been cutting the pocket pages apart whenever I want to do like a shaker pocket. And I have the fuse tool that I'm using right here from We Are Memory Keepers, and the fuse tool seals up that plastic so that your sequins don't go anywhere. So the pocket page was 4x6, so I cut it off, and then I used the corners that were already sealed and just cut like in the middle. So the top, the left side, and the bottom were already sealed. So I cut that 4x6 pocket then in half, put in a piece of pink paper because I was afraid that the sequins might get a little bit lost if I just had it, if I had nothing in the plastic with it. So I put in a 3x4 piece of pink paper, put in the sequins, and then I used the fuse tool to seal up that extra side. Really easy, great way to use up. I mean, I think you can buy like special plastic, or I don't know if you can just use any plastic. I've only ever done it with the pocket pages, and literally like I think that's just the easiest way to do it because some of the sides are always already cut or already sealed together. So if you're doing just like, a rectangle or a square, it's really, really easy to, just fill that in. Or if you're using it for with a pocket page, you can just, use the fuse tool and seal up the top of the pocket page, and you have a shaker in your, Project Life pocket page. I've also cut out circles from the pocket page plastic, and I have used the fuse tool to seal up a circle. I did that a long time ago. This is probably the first time in like a year that I've used the fuse tool, and I've had the fuse tool for maybe 2 or 3 years. So it's not something that gets used that often. I don't make cards, so I don't do shaker pockets for cards. But I am kind of glad that I have the fuse tool, and I don't even know, for some reason it just like dawned on me, hey, why don't you make a shaker pocket for this layout? And so that's what I ended up doing. And I think it's just a fun kind of little thing. Anytime you turn the page in the scrapbook album, the sequins are going to go kind of side to side. And now I'm just backing my 2x3 photo that I printed on my mini Canon Ivy printer with some extra pink and black paper, just so that I can get it to be exactly the same 3x4 size as the rest of the papers that had been cut. So I've got a little bit of Paige Evans on there, and then just some like old random stuff from my stash. I don't even know who the manufacturers are, but I think it's a nice mix of that white, black, and pink. Always a fun color combination. Be sure to follow the link below to the Challenge Yourself blog so that you can see the color combinations that the rest of the design team did and how they interpreted the sketch. And then don't forget to enter your own take on the layout or on the challenge, because you will be entered to win a prize. And it's a lot of fun. They always have really great prizes. And I think this sort of color challenge is so great because it makes you go take stock of your stash. Go through your stash, find everything you can that's in whatever color you want. You know, find everything like I did. I went through this paper issues kit and I found everything that was this pink color. So these big blooms, paper blooms on the side of the video here. Those are Paige Evans Wonders from her embellishment ephemera pack. I just picked out all the ones that were pink. And then I picked out some pink alpha letters from my stash. And then I picked out a couple extra pink stickers from my stash. You would be amazed at how many things fit the color that you probably have that you haven't used in a while or didn't even remember that you had. And so this is the kind of challenge that's a really good stash buster, because you really are challenged to dig through your stash for the things that match the color you're going for. So I'm just kind of adhering down haphazardly those 3x4 pieces of paper and the little shaker pocket, and then I popped up the photo piece on some square foam adhesive just for some extra dimension, and I also didn't want it to be sticking right on top of the shaker pocket and then making it hard for the sequins to flow. So if it's popped up, there's not a lot of weight on the sequins. So now I need to figure out where to put all of my embellishments. And I love those big, big, big flowers. They are absolutely gorgeous and so perfect for making different embellishment clusters. I really, really, really love the way they look. And I love cutting them in half, as you can see here, because I mean, I want it to I like the cluster where it's like peeking out, but at the same time, I don't want to waste the other half of that beautiful flower having it covered up by the paper. So, you know, there's a tip. If you're not already doing it, do it. Cut your embellishments in half, and then you can use them on the same layout in a different way, as I have done here. I just moved those other halves to the bottom, and so now they're peeking out at the bottom, or you can save them for another layout. It doesn't really matter, whatever you want to do, but don't be afraid to cut your embellishments in half, because when they're that beautiful, you don't want to waste them. And then once you have your things in place, very carefully peel up the back and stick the adhesive down so that you're not moving it around too much. I am going to break out some more foam for that other little guy there, just to make that kind of pop up from the embellishment cluster as well. And you can see I didn't cover up all of the mixed media, so it's some of it's still there, so that's a good thing. And I think I do go back at the end and do a couple extra splatters. I can't really recall. So yeah, this is me. This is my take on the challenge. Don't forget, if you do participate, you have to have a photo of yourself somewhere on the layout. You can use one photo, you can use 2, 3, 4, however many you want. And again, however you want to interpret the challenge of black, white, and one other color. So as you can see, I am just sticking down more of those flowers with some foam dots. I have 2 sizes of foam adhesive squares. The small ones are really great for smaller embellishments, but I do like the big ones, especially when I'm doing photos, because photos are bigger than an embellishment, and I think the bigger squares work a lot better to evenly distribute the pop, if that makes any sense. If I was using the smaller squares, I'd have to use a lot more of the smaller squares in order to get them across the surface of the back of the photo. I don't like having something popped up and like the middle is sinking in. So something to keep in mind. It's always helpful to have different sizes of adhesives, different types of adhesives, and different sizes of adhesives. Let me know in the comments what your favorite adhesive is to use. So originally I was going to put that Go Ask Your Mom sticker a little bit closer to where it says Enjoy Today, and those are both stickers from the Photoplay Wicker Lane collection. And then I was like, maybe I'm not going to. Maybe I'm going to take that sticker and put it in the bottom right-hand corner and start working a diagonal effect. I love when there's like a big cluster that's more sort of toward the top, and then you get a little bit of something in that corner down at the bottom, or even in the corner at the top, and more of a bigger cluster at the bottom. I think that always looks really, really nice. And of course, I had pulled all these alpha letters, and I swear I had figured it out. I wanted it to say, "Don't go ask your mom," because this is a photo of me doing self-care. Nobody needs to bother me while I'm wearing my spa face mask, right? So I wanted to use that "Go ask your mom" sticker, but use it in a way that made sense for what I was scrapbooking, because I couldn't picture myself using it on anything else. It was a little too specific. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I put the word "don't" above it, and then underneath the sticker, I'm using my little mini alphas to write "She be busy" or "She busy." Don't go ask your mom, she busy. But I do have to, I'm going to move those little ones over a little bit. I picked out all these alphas and I thought I had them right. And then I realized I didn't have like a T for one set of them. So I did have to go back. I had to stop recording and go back through my alphas to try to find the right color alphas and that had a T still. And luckily I did manage that. So that's what's going to be in the bottom there. Now I have to remember what the title was going to be with these pink puffy thickers, and I'm going to make the title be "Mask Up," because I've got words on the image, on the photo that was from my Instagram stories. So that, I mean, I think tells more of the story. I don't really need to have the same, it said like Friday night mask time or something. So I don't really need to redo that and make that bigger. You can see it on the photo. So I'm just going to do a similar type of title. And here, once again, I've cut a big photo, a big flower. I just needed something a little bit extra in the corner at the bottom, and then I wanted something to come in at the top as well. So again, working the diagonal. And now I'm going to put my title down, and then I'm going to have like some close-ups. I'm going to do the journaling, and I'm going to have some close-ups. And yes, you guys, I made a V become an A. When you run out of vowels, it's very easy to still figure it out. V's turned upside down are basically A's. And then I just put like a period in the middle, and that became the little bar of the A. If I do that a lot with, if I run out of E's, I use a backwards 3. And if I don't have any zeros or I don't have any O's, I use zeros, or I'll take a Q and cut the little tail off, and it's an O, right? It's like the same thing. So there are ways. Don't be discouraged if you're like, oh man, I don't have the right vowels. There are ways to MacGyver a vowel. Now, oh yes, of course, to add more black to this, I'm putting down some black Nuvo drops. I think that color is called like chalkboard or something. And that's just going to kind of fill in some spaces where the mixed media is almost like, they're almost like splatters. I'm just kind of putting them in the corners of places and trying to get them just to fill things out a little bit more. And again, adding more black to the layout for the challenge. Black, white, and one other color. And then I'm going to have some close-ups so you can see things more in detail. If you have any questions or comments about anything that you've seen in this video, please leave that in the comments below and I will do my best to answer you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other fun scrapbook challenges, as well as process videos and process video series. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. It's so nice having over 500 subscribers. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to watch my videos and leaving me a comment. I will see you guys for another process video. Bye!